Marvel Rivals isn't just eating Overwatch's lunch. They are doing everything right. This is a Cal's opinion. We go over the latest and greatest and sometimes happy. This isn't just a downer show, guys, although I know that the last year and a half of video game news hasn't been a lot of positivity. But today we are looking at news because the game director, forgive me for the pronunciation, Guang Chen, gave an interview with Metro, and we have some highlights here from Insider Gaming and Mike Straw, because he dropped some very important tidbits about the game. If you don't know what Marvel Rivals is, you've been living under a rock and not playing video games at all, because it is the Marvel Universe's own version of a hero shooter from NetEase, and it has been doing everything right. It's fun to play. People like the fact that it's free to play. You don't ever have to buy heroes. All heroes are free. They unlock as soon as they get into the game. They're only making money on cosmetics. Basically, anything Overwatch was doing wrong, these guys seem to be doing right. And the game director gave an interview today, and it sounds like they're not stopping with just break out of the gate success. They are building a long-term strategy that I want to go over on how to not be the next Overwatch, but to be the first Marvel Rivals. So it turns out two bits of interesting news. First, you don't have to wait terribly long to see the game's roster of heroes going up, because the director Chen gave an update on when they're going to introduce new characters. Now, every season in a hero shooter is very important. A season is whatever amount of time you're going to have for, like, they reset leaderboards, they introduce new mechanics and heroes, they drop content and major patches. In Marvel Rivals, they've already had Season 0, which is when they started letting people in, and we're currently in Season 1. That's with the Fantastic Four. Marvel Rivals heroes seasons are going to be 3 months, but broken into two halves, and you will get a hero every half season, which means every 6 weeks you should get another hero for the foreseeable future. We just eventually wanted to continue to enhance the experience and, keep everyone excited in our community, he said. In addition to new heroes, you can get seasonal stories and new maps, which is really cool. And he says that it will be guided by the overall gameplay experience or theme that we want to create for each season. We got to determine what maps, heroes, and mechanics and stuff that you get. Right now, as I said before, we are in Fantastic Four territory. So I think that this one time they're just putting the first family of Marvel all out together, because otherwise it'd take half a year to get them all. So it'll revolve around the season, and right now at post-launch we have 8 Vanguards and 7 Strategists at launch. The team believes that it gives the players a solid variety for tactical matchups or team composition. Having more duelists at the moment would definitely enhance the duelist experience, letting players dive a bit deeper into that aspect. He also wanted to thank the community and want to make sure that everyone feels heard and excited. And you know what? That's wonderful that they're not only like, hey, they released more heroes at the beginning of the game when they launched into full release than I think Overwatch has had in years in 2 games. But that's not all that they've done, because the director also revealed their plans for esports. So people want to know, because, it's a competitive game. These games can be a little hard to follow on esports. The Overwatch League had that massive problem. Overwatch League is an entire video in itself on how it failed and what problems it had. You can comment down below if you would like to see that. But the game director of the hero shooter just revealed their approach is going to address this. So Chen was asked about NetEase's esports aspirations, not apparitions. He's trying to make money, not ghosts. Cal, what are you doing? Sorry, brain, I'm tired. It's okay. But it's something that they've been thinking about on a broader scale, looking at the picture as a whole. So I don't think that they've put, serious, here's what we want to do things. But he added that the team hopes the competitive modes of tournaments can coexist with quick play. They also have several games managing healthy competitive and quick play environments simultaneously. And they're going to use these to help both player pools thrive. Some people want to play competitive, some people just want to play, and there's nothing wrong with either of them. Now, he also went over the roster, and we discussed that. But in even more amazing news, Marvel Rivals figured out how to locate bots with the help of invisible women. Can you tell I'm a little tired? Not invisible woman. And there's also 5 more arriving, including X-Men's Professor X. But that is something that is actually really cool, because the bot makers did not anticipate Invisible Woman, Sue Storm, one of the more powerful heroes in the Marvel Universe that you don't really think about because she's usually defensive, and even in here she's a strategist. But she is being used to spot a bot in your match. So, Rivals Assembled via Balky1616 recently shared a video on X of a player uniquely using the abilities. See, when you use one of her abilities, her character turns invisible. The point of this and why it's so interesting is that prior to Susan Storm releasing in the game, there was no invisibility in this game. Even though, like, even our little Shock Buddy could, like, go under, but you could still see him. You knew where he was, even if he was immune to damage at the time. I don't know if he's immune or just really hard to hit down there, but in the video, the player uses Invisible Woman's ability to prop themselves near a staircase, which confuses the bots. They're programmed to follow a set trajectory to reach the location, but her ability is an invisible barrier that the bot can't see. Because remember, the bot can mimic a player, but it doesn't have access to the actual game knowledge of where every person is at a time. A typical player will notice that something's off and move around, but the bot just stands still until the ability wears off. And on the team he was fighting, 4 of the 6 came to a standstill when she blocked them. Penny and Iron Man progressed, so they're probably people. And then all 4 started attacking Invisible Woman. Now, it's not new to fill lobbies with bots to shorten the wait time for quick matches, and it seems Marvel Rivals has been implementing them too. But if players are able to block their paths completely, it won't take long for them to obliterate these lobbies. In other words, the bots are... It's both. It kind of sucks because, like they said, Marvel Rivals for just quick matches have been putting bots in just to, like, help get people matches during, like, lower player counts. But it's also a really cool thing. She can make herself invisible. She can also make, like, everyone invisible. And the fact that the bots can't understand that means that cheaters are also going to have a little bit of a problem. But guys, let me know down below what you think. Have you been playing Marvel Rivals? Have you been enjoying it? And what do you think of the future? I think it looks pretty damn good. We don't really play this type of game on the Cows channel. But man, it is really cool to see, after years of mismanagement by Overwatch, all this stuff coming up. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you think. And you know what else you can do? You can play more games! Games are awesome. Marvel Rivals is achieving awesome a lot lately, which is good to see. We want to feel good on this channel, and you deserve awesome. I'll see you next time. I am not familiar enough with the lore, so maybe the second half of Season 1 would tell me, who the hell is this? Do I know who that is? I don't know who that is.